Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 between Dimaga and Lovecd. Lovecd as the red Protoss here in the bottom left, and in the upper right corner we do have MTW's Dimaga. This time we are on Xel'Naga, and last game, oh boy, Lovecd, he just let Dimaga do whatever he pleased, and that was not good. That proved to be quite a mistake. He let Dimaga macro up. He provided no semblance of harassment. Didn't touch the econ, didn't bother with expansions, and although Dimaga himself didn't harass as well, the issue is that this is a Protoss player versus a ZerG player, and you cannot let a ZerG player macro up that hard, and it's so much of an issue. The real big problem is if you let them get that econ rolling and you let them get up that strong upgraded army, even if they happen to lose that first engagement, they're going to respawn that army so quickly, and you're just going to get completely rolled. So always, always, always harass a ZerG opponent. That's going to be something that you absolutely have to do, because they can get away with not harassing as much, but you not really. Doesn't really necessarily work. Last game was a perfect example of that. We just saw the upgraded speedlings, those cracklings, with the ultras and infestors just tear through kind of a typical Protoss army. We saw Colossus. We saw Blink Stalkers in there as well, a couple of Zealots and Sentries. That's a fairly standard Protoss army that's going to be used against ZerG players, but clearly didn't work last game for Lovecd. So we can see that right now, Lovecd scouting out. Looks like Dimaga is again going to be opening up a one-blaze play. He is in fact going for that extractor first, getting that metabolic boost right away when spawning pool pops, getting those speedlings on the board, and then getting that expo up and running. So map control should early on be going here to Dimaga, given the fact that he's starting off here on one base. Going to be interested to see what Lovecd decides to do. What is he doing? Is he expanding? Yes, he is. Boy, oh boy. This is a wee bit risky, I would have to say, but yes, we are seeing Lovecd go with that quick expand. Very hard to defend an expansion this fast here on this particular map, especially, he doesn't have, is he going for the forge? Yes, he is, but look at this. How are you going to wall off with a forge and cannons here? I mean, he doesn't even have the forge here on the low ground. It's up on the high ground. He has got a lot of work to do in terms of defending this expansion. This is very easily going to be harassed here by Dimaga. If Dimaga scouts it and chooses to go for harassment, he's going to do just a fantastic job. We can see Dimaga moving on in right now with the Overlord, and he's scouting the probe. Let's check it. Yes, he spots the expansion right now. Dimaga fully aware there's a gateway, so we're going to be seeing a semblance of a wall over here, but that still leaves this Nexus almost entirely exposed. This side's going to be protected by that cannon, so we're going to need to see another cannon or two, but I'm really going to be interested to see precisely how Dimaga decides to play this, because he does have an opportunity to harass quite a bit. Cannon's coming in though. Dimaga going to want to head out of there with that Overlord. Overlord no time soon is going to have to deal with Stalkers or Sentries, but that cannon is a little bit dangerous, and there's that other cannon right there as well. So ZerGlings, what are they going to go for? They're going to go straight into the main, but no. Block off, preventing them from doing so. The probe dropping down and then canceling it off so he can get his workers down. But very nice there. Was able to prevent those ZerGlings from running in and being a bit of a nuisance early on in the game. KenZy Assimilator is up, so NMrUUG, of course, just going to be working on his econ at this point and just making sure he has just enough to survive. He could even try to come out with another cannon over here, but in all honesty, this cannon is going to protect him against any ZerGlings that try to attack on this corner of the Nexus, so he should be okay with what he's got. Cybernex Core, very dangerous position here for this placement too in particular. That's going to be easy to drop. If we saw any strong, some sort of a roach push with some ZerGlings mixed in there, this Cybernex Core would probably be one of the first things to go. Now let's just take a look over here for Dimaga. Second queen up in play, going to be dropping that tumor, heading on over to that expansion. Metabolic boost is now finished, pulling guys off the gas, so fairly standard. One of those, again, safe openings here from Dimaga. Going to let him work on his economy after he makes sure that he's nice and safe early game, and he is just going to be droning up as well, it looks like. I don't see a roach warren or anything coming out yet. Would really like to see those workers get transferred down sometime soon, and there they go. How many is he bringing with him? He is bringing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 workers going to be making their way on down. Also the queen. Oh, there's the third queen actually, so a little bit queen heavy. This is going to be good. One for each of those hatcheries, and then one to continue to spread up that creep. And look at that, we got a base up here. So Dimaga, instead of deciding, hey, I'm not going to harass here, I'm not going to try to move in and take out that expo, I'm just going to go straight for my third, and maybe he's hoping that Lovecd is just not going to harass this game like he didn't last game, and he will just let him macro up hard, and that would be just really great. Now we can see Dimaga going to be moving down to check this third. He wants to know if Lovecd goes for this expo. Wouldn't be the worst idea to check over here as well. He does have both towers though, so he should see if any units come up to destroy this, unless they just so happen to be right in that corner. Now anyways, over here, for LovCD. We can see Warp Gate Research Chrono boosting out. There is another gateway. That's going to be a pylon over there. So nothing super telling as of now. He's got that level 1 upgrade. So would maybe be looking to see 1 or 2 more gateways. There's another gateway there as well. And maybe, hopefully, he'll come out with a Robo. Let him get up that Observer and work up to those Colossus tech. Let's take a look back over here for Dimaga Expo. A little light on that saturation and a little bit heavier here, but once he gets that Extractor up, he's, of course, going to pull some guys from this line and get that saturated. There's that Roach Warren. There's that Evo Chamber. So everything's been fairly standard so far in the game. One Delt moving across the board. Going to be doing a bit of damage to these Zerglings. Nice micro there, though, from Dimaga. Microing away just in time as those Zerglings were low on health now. They're a little bit too low to engage that Zealot at this point, so they're just going to leave him be. Even though the Zealot is scouting this and attacking it, he's not all that concerned. It's going to be eons before that Zealot manages to drop that Expo, so he's got plenty of time to get up some units. In fact, this one Roach should pretty much take care of it. Nice creep spread over here. Roach is going to start working on these rocks, looks like. This, again, one Queen's going to be continuing to spread out this creep here, grabbing the one tower. Don't know why he hasn't tried for that second one there as well. Looks like Emperor's going to be moving out here. Again, very Zealot heavy in this expansion. Interesting because, as I mentioned last game, a lot of times you do see pretty Sentry heavy with these quick expansions from Protoss players. See you later, Zealot. Probe and Stalker trying to move down. A couple more Zealots there as well. And Emperor's going to be, LovCD. I told you I was going to do that. LovCD is going to be pushing out with some strong aggression here, trying to take out this Expo. Now, the rocks are down. Tons of Roaches in play. Queen's going to come down here as well to help with this fight. And this is actually a problem for LovCD because he's going to lose this. He's going to want to push back. We do have some more Stalkers coming in. Is he going to warp in reinforcements, or is he just going to try to take out of there? No, he's going to warp in reinforcements. Lots of Stalkers to deal with these Roaches, and that's actually going to force Dimaga to push away. LovCD is actually looking to be in a prime position, but we've got 14 Zerglings coming out. Same time, Blink Stalkers making their way on through. Here come the Stalkers moving on down there without Blink at this moment, so they need to be careful, especially since all those Zerglings just popped. He's going to try to get us around, immobilizing them, and then push forward with those Roaches if we do see LovCD try to continue up with this aggression. Back over here in LovCD's base again, we do have that Blink coming through. Level 1 has finished right now, hasn't worked up into any more upgrades. One Proxy Pylon's in over there, second one over here. Would be expecting that Harass to come down. Now, keep in mind, this hatchery is a little bit weakened, so once a push does come, it's going to be that much easier for LovCD to take it out if he gets in that position. Ton of Zerglings coming out, so actually Dimaga's not really working on saturation. He's really concerned about this push, so he's making sure he's got enough to defend. Level 1 upgrade for the melee there of these Zerglings is just about to pop. That's going to help quite a bit. 14, 16 more Zerglings coming on out as well, so lots and lots of army coming out here from Dimaga early in the game. This is not what he prefers to do, and here come the Stalkers moving forward. They have got Blink right now, though. This is dangerous. He has got vision on the high ground, going to be blinking away. Zerglings trying to do what they can, and the Roach is doing tremendous amounts of damage. Not looking that good right now for LovCD. He is completely outnumbered, but that Blink Stalker micro helping quite a bit, blinking onto the high ground, and this is helping him a ton, but still, I don't think he's got enough. Zerglings continuing to streaming. Roaches doing what they can as well. Blink Stalkers staying away from these Roaches here on the low ground as much as possible. We have one cannon here as well doing a bit of damage, but there are too many Roaches at this point, and LovCD is going to be forced to push back right now with these weakened Stalkers. With that Blink, he should be able to get away. There are only a few Zerglings right here. We've got a ton more Zerglings coming into play. In fact, Roach speed moving out and that level 2 melee attack for the Zerglings. Blink Stalkers moving away, allowing the Zerglings to catch up and do a little bit of damage. Might actually get to drop 1 or 2 of those, but no, some more reinforcements. Going to push away those Zerglings. Roaches probably going to want to pull back home as well. See you later, Pylon. See you later, Cannon and Pylon over there as well. So nice job by Dimaga. With that knowledge that push was coming, he opted to not go at all for his workers, didn't even try to work on his economy, and instead realized he needed a ton of units. He also opted, of course, for Zergling Heavy, allowing him to try to get us around on those Stalkers. Obviously, with that Blink, it makes it much more difficult, but he needs to do what he can because with just Blink, those Roaches would really never catch up, so he does need those Zerglings to counteract that upgrade. Taking a look over here again, Roach speed and that level 2 upgrade coming through for Dimaga. Back inside of LovCD's base, there is that level 2 coming up. We also have that Robo, so going to get ready to start to make that transition. Robo, where are you? Robo is right over here. There we go. As you can see, obviously that Blink research has been finished. We got one Overlord Spew and Creep over here. A little safe haven for these Zerglings and Roaches. Ton more Roaches coming out, so actually Dimaga still not working on that saturation. He's been sticking on these 2 bases. Needs to be a little bit careful though, because we can see It looks like LoveCD is going to be trying to get up a base right now. He does have these rocks down, and actually scouting that just in case Dimaga is moving down. So once that Expo does get dropped, he is going to be aware. But what is LoveCD actually doing? It looks like he's going to be pushing out with these Blink Stalkers. He looks a little outmatched right now. Yes, he is more than a little outmatched. He is almost half the army supply here of Dimaga, so really needs to be careful in terms of engagement. Even with proper Blink Micro, this is a very, very strong position here for Dimaga. Definitely just needs to be careful. Now, obviously here, we can see Emperor move around and just kind of dance around the center of the map because he is safe to do so with those Blink Stalkers. But as I mentioned, definitely does need to be careful because he is pretty outgunned at this point in the game. You can see moving up, trying to drop a proxy pylon, getting ready to push forward with this aggression. He is no, not really, but pretty sure he knows that the army's there. There we go. He is spotting it right now with that Zelnaga, and that's a lot of roaches and speedlings. That's going to force him to push away. But again, LoveCD is dropping both these proxy pylons, so he is still planning on that aggression at some point. Dimaga able to maintain control of the center of the map, just given his sheer advantage. Now we can see LoveCD slowly starting to creep his way back up, 76 to the 127 right now, so not quite as outmatched as he was before. Going to be dropping these proxy pylons, so again, lost resources here for LoveCD. LoveCD does have this base up. Finally, looks like we're going to see some attempt of saturation here from Dimaga, but still going very heavy on this on the army instead of concentrating so much on his economy. And this has pretty much been the name of the game all game so far for Dimaga. With that constant threat of those Blink Stalkers, he does want to make sure that he's got enough to survive. Level 1 Carapace, there's that infestation pick coming out as well. Zerglin's rolling down. Roaches following suit there as well. Zerglin's trying to get us around, but the Blink Stalkers preventing that. Roach is going to be taking care of any of those Stalkers that are off cooldown there with that Blink ability. Moving down, going to be walking right into some cannons, so needs to be careful with those cannons and those Blink Stalkers. And some nice micro here from LoveCD, staying away. Going to be taking a lot of losses, but there are so many roaches here, and even dealing with this tech advantage in the Blink Stalkers and those cannons, these roaches are just powering through these units. Unreal. Look at how much damage these roaches do once they're able to catch on up. A couple Stalkers sitting in the background. There we go, finally within engagement range, and it looks like Dimaga is a little outmatched at this point with these Blink Stalkers. Finally, LoveCD was able to whittle through the army. We do have some reinforcements coming though, but I don't think it's going to be enough. So LoveCD able finally to mop up the army of Dimaga, and Dimaga looking to be in a tough position right now. He just lost pretty much his entire roach army. A couple more Zerglings and roaches there as well. The reason I say he's in a tough spot though is because he's pretty much been on the same number of bases as LoveCD this entire game, and we saw for quite a good chunk of time that Dimaga did not even bother trying to saturate this third. He was too busy concentrating on his roach and Zergling count, and he really had to break LoveCD there, at the very least take out this Expo, and he wasn't able to do so with some nice micro and those cannons helping as well. We did see LoveCD was able to properly handle that roach push, so I'm a little bit concerned for Dimaga right now. He definitely needs to do something to try to get back in this game. Looks like he is in fact worried about that econ advantage right now, and he's going to want to make sure that he does try to come out with this Expo at the high yield. But here come the Blink Stalkers, primed for engagement here. Moving forward, picking off a couple of these roaches, going to be microing back, holding off in that Blink Micro until those Zerglings come up. And where is he going to be blinking? Blinking up onto the high ground. Beautiful play there. Getting vision of the high ground with that observer, blinking up there, making those Stalkers nice and safe, and that did force Dimaga to push back right now. So Dimaga, again, in a tough position. We do have Infestors coming out. That's going to help him loads against these Blink Stalkers, rooting them right in place. I don't really see much of a transition coming out right now from LoveCD. Looks like he's just sticking with Blink Stalkers, and that is it. Moving forward with that observer, going to start picking off these creep tumors, and here we go. Zergling's trying to move forward, but there's a Blink moving on to the low ground. Zergling's trying to do what they can to get us around. A couple of roaches in play as well, but the Blink Micro from LoveCD helping him tremendously here. And again, Dimaga still on the same number of mining bases, and this is a huge cause for concern. As you've heard a million times over and over again, the Zerg player really needs to be up in number of bases against their Protoss or Terran opponent. But here we go, trying to move down. We should have that blink off cooldown soon. There we go, blinking right up on the high ground. And again, just look at how phenomenal that Blink Micro is and how much it can help, even being slightly outmatched. If you're ever in a tough position, that Blink Micro can help you loads. Just the amount of damage that he's laying down is unreal right now. Destroying these creep tumors, just whittling away at the army of Dimaga. Dimaga doing what he can, moving forward. There's that fungal growth going down on some of those Stalkers, stopping them, rooting them in place, allowing those Zerglings and Roaches to move forward, but not enough. Here's some reinforcement Blink Stalkers moving in as well. Going to continue to work down at these creep tumors, and they're going to be right in the base, and this is very dangerous. Dimaga's very near losing this. He's going to lose it right now. One shot away, 2 HP. left right there on that hatchery. Is he going to stay around and try to take that out? I just want to see one move down. Moving forward, though, with those infestors, I didn't see a fungal growth. They were pretty low on energy. That's probably the reason why. There it is. Hatchery is dropped right now, and Dimaga's in a very tough position, but fungal growth, very nice, allowing those Speedlings and Roaches to catch up. A couple more Speedlings moving forward. Is it enough, though? Looks like he might be able to fend off this attack finally, but that doesn't mean he's won the game. Economically, he is hurting right now. Take a quick look at the army tab. We can see, yes, Lovecd is far behind, but he should have reinforcements coming very quickly. And he is definitely in an economic advantage right now. Take a look at that. Big advantage for Lovecd. So he's going to have tons of reinforcements coming. We can see those Templar archives coming out. So hopefully going to be seeing some high Templar for some storms come into play as well. Spotting the third here, just making sure that Dimaga hasn't expanded or doesn't have a scouting unit over there. I wouldn't be too surprised if he tried to move out. Also, would really like to see him try to destroy these rocks. He does know the rocks here of Dimaga are destroyed, so he could be concerned about Dimaga expanding to there. Blinkstalker's trying to catch up with the Zergling, but the Zergling does manage to sneak away there. So it looks like we're going to see some continued harass here from Lovecd. He's getting ready to move out and do an additional engagement here. Lovecd going to want to be a little careful. There's a lot of infestors there. They do have enough energy for that fungal growth. That's a big problem for these Blinkstalkers. Now here come those High Templar, and actually feedback is probably going straight to the Archons here, not even bothering. I half expected feedback to be used, given the fact those infestors basically nullified the blink ability of those Stalkers, but no, instead just going straight up for Archons. Obviously much more effective now. They are a massive unit, which helps them a bit. Maybe not so much in this particular scenario, but the splash damage is going to help quite a bit against those Zerglings. I'm guessing that is his major thought process. Couple more High Templar coming in here as well, and going straight to Archons as well. So just rolling around with these Archons. He is deciding to use them to deal, again, that massive splash damage. Blinkstalkers and Archons, that's pretty much all we're seeing. Couple more gateways coming into play as well. Blinkstalkers moving forward, trying to snipe down those Zerglings. And here we go. Going to be seeing Lovecd go straight for this expo right now. Look at those Archons just tearing through those rocks. But a fungal growth going down. A couple of Stalkers trying to engage right now. Dimaga needs to be careful because that splash damage is so threatening. And Blinkstalker's catching up, sniping down one infestor. Is he going to get a second? Yes, look at those Archons just roll forward right now. Just a giant ball of death rolling forward. Blinkstalker's following suit there as well, right behind. And this is a problem right now. I do not think Dimaga has what it takes to deal with this. Even with those fungal growths, doesn't really matter because look at those Archons tear through everything with those Blinkstalkers and fungal growth going down. But these guys just don't even care. They shrug it off, brushing it off their shoulders. It is no big deal at all. A ton of Zerglings coming out right now, but I do not think it's going to be enough. It looks like Dimaga is going to be losing this expo again here. Armor upgrade coming through, and this is a big problem with Dimaga losing this expo. Does he know about this expo? Does Lovecd know that this is there? No, he does not. He hasn't checked that at all. Hopefully he checks that because that's an easy kill. There we go, checking it. He's going to roll right on up, and Dimaga is not going to be able to defend this. He's got a couple of Zerglings and Roaches moving down, trying to come out with some infestors. Those are not going to be out in time, so see you later expansion. Clearly not enough force here from Dimaga to deal with this, so going to mop that up, and there is the GG from Dimaga. We saw Dimaga again in this game open up with one base play, getting out those initial Zerglings and then moving out for his expo, being able to deny any harassment from his Protoss opponent. Lovecd decided to move out with a Forge Fast expand this game, allowing him to get a nice strong economy very early on, getting that Nexus first thing before anything else. Spotting that fast expand, Dimaga did decide to move into his third, which was actually scouted out by Lovecd with the Scouting Zealot, and he started to work away at that hatchery right before he moved out for a push. After scouting that expansion, we did see Lovecd move out for some aggression, and what this forced his opponent Dimaga to do was come out with a ton of early game units to defend against it. This is actually a mentality that Dimaga held for most of the game, and this set him back economically. Applying constant pressure, Lovecd slowly was doing his best to whittle away at this expansion, moving on in with these Stalkers here. He also was researching Blink, which provided him a great ability, great mobility, and an ability to move away from the surround of those Zerglings. And again, this constant harass from this Blink Stalkers forced Dimaga to make units just to defend against it, and he wasn't able to work on his economy as a result. And this definitely is a major aspect of this game and something that hurt him later down the road. Putting so much focus on his army and not his economy, Dimaga realized he had to push out against Lovecd and try to do some damage because he was starting to fall behind. But these Blink Stalkers and these cannons were able to defend against the push from Dimaga, even though Dimaga had again been focusing almost entirely on his army for a majority of the game. the fact that Dimaga was not able to actually take out LoveCD in this aggressive push, and that he wasn't able to take out this expansion, is really what led to his demise. After defending against that strong push from Dimaga, which was pretty much everything he had at the moment, we did see LoveCD push out for a counterattack, and this is actually what allowed him to whittle away even more at the forces of Dimaga and eventually even take out this hatchery. LoveCD dropped to the 3rd, and then after getting some Archons, moved out and dropped to the 4th of Dimaga, and that is what forced the GG. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been game number 2 in the best of 3 series between these two players. We are now tied up at 1-1, so going to be moving on to game 3 in just one moment. As always, guys, if you like the content, please do go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Keep watching and keep owning.